kind of be present and stabilize. And so this camera, and the intention of making encapsulated videos it's a handrail, and it guides me as I practice new approaches to things. It's a new year, and so I felt naturally inclined to just go all in on what I'm doing, and instead of wondering what I should share or trying to figure out a way to write or act or just be in a specific zone to share, I'm like, why don't I just film myself being myself, and it's for myself in the future. And so it doesn't really matter if it is dumb or I don't need to worry about being nervous, because I can always edit it and I can always just not share it. But if I act not myself, my future self will be kind of like, this is weird. I just want to talk to my future self and be like, I know that you'll look back at this and see things I did that were foolish. And I know you'll be proud of the things that I did because it got you to where you are. And I'm doing my best to set you up so you're like, dude, that guy's a homie because he worked so hard to get me here. And I can prove it. Look, it also does a million other things. That's why I'm doing this. So, yeah, I hope that you follow me and join in and do this as well in your own way. And I'm excited to share with you the products that I'm working on and the technology I'm working on, all from a garage. And I'm not going to be ashamed of where I'm at or who I am or what I'm thinking, because it's for my future self. And if it happens to go public and for other people to see it, amazing. Clearly I felt like it was worth a shot or something I was proud of, or at least not entirely embarrassed about. But anyways, my real life, I'm whispering because baby's asleep. I'm writing. I'm in between computer and writing. So far today, I've worked on a little bit of the Maps application. And basically my goal today is to get it to a point where I can hand it to my CTO, my business partner, co-founder, Damien. And he's in Paris. We communicate about 6 hours apart, time zone wise, and kind of throw things back and forth. But he's the lead on dev. He's the expert. I trust him. We do quite well together. We're really excited about what we're working on. It's called The Cloud. And the whole entire project that encompasses everything in my life is called Tekka. The Cloud is basically the first technology built out of Tekka Labs, which is essentially just me and Damien's laptops, out of my garage in his apartment or wherever we go in the world. But yeah, I'm not gonna filter this in a way that slows me down, and I hope it's valuable. My next app I'm working on is called Teams. I have one active client and one family member who both have really good use cases for me to build a team app that they would actively use and love. And so I'm building off the prototype, kicking off the prototype with development and more research and development. R&D consists of talking to people, internet searches, and AI chats, brainstorms, whiteboards, and a lot of iteration. Most of it comes from the iteration. Because the angle of approach, whether it's a chat with AI or Googling or finding an old book in an old library or just happenstance as you're driving in the shower, whatever, all of those different angles, approaching an idea or a concept or a vision or an invention or a business or a goal or a feeling, you want to hit it from so many different angles where the refinement and the polishing of the pearl happens through that. You have to get all of the angles. It has to move and it has to churn by all of these granular ideas, right? Just like pearls in the sand. Because that's what happens with the clam, is it just holds onto a piece of sand and just rolls it in its mouth or something and just compresses a piece of sand until it becomes embraced with its sort of external ivory. And then that external ivory is pearl. And that's kind of like you, right? You have this idea, it's a grain of sand, it's just this little ember. It's this feeling of what you're supposed to create in the world and who you're supposed to be. And you just put that sand just kind of hold it in your mouth, hold it in your soul, and then your external ivory, like the beauty from within, if you can hold on to it and cultivate it and really see yourself and really work on yourself and find that balance in life, in the middle way in life, what all these ancient wisdoms have taught us. How can we get the truth out of it, and how can we honor the storytelling and honor the faith and the belief that so many people have, but how do we get the truth out of it that we can all agree on, and just use those tools to make your own human better, and then humanity better in turn. And I have this theory that if we all start to adopt this like new way of life or philosophy and an understanding and a perspective on life, if we can share these like bits of wisdom, and I think the internet is what's going to do it, obviously, because it connects us all. But the internet is basically the tablets of our phones, and these classes in the future where and all those types of things that we'll be able to access the tech and access the internet, and the knowledge will be shared there just like it is now. I learned so much. I learned something new this morning from a YouTuber, and that's another thing. I used to kind of think like when I was entering YouTube or entering business, I needed to like downplay other businesses or downplay other creators. And now I have like zero thought of competition with my app, and zero thought of competition or with other creators, builders, or artists. It's all about just like me and learning and me growing and me doing what I want to do. And if something sparks my idea, or something makes me feel jealous, or something makes me feel threatened, then I just respond accordingly in my own way that I think is me learning to be a good person and also to push myself to win, And that's actually the year, the word of the year for me. And 2 years ago, it was like any word that related to foundation. It just naturally kind of came through. You just kind of sit with like, what do I want this year? Like, what's my word? What's the thing? And you can think about the word for the year before to kind of understand how to like calibrate your scope, because then you can look through your scope, look through your lens, and you can kind of see like, so last year I thought my word would be this, and I was close or like not close, and then what would have the word been? Okay, well, what's the word moving forward? And you try to see through that same scope, and you can kind of predict. And it's the same thing with habits and processes. It's like, if I do this for myself, for my mind, for my body, I probably will see those results. Let's go, and let's track it. Or let's at least have awareness that we're trying to intend to get to that destination or to that state or attain that goal or that way of being. And if we can track things more clearly, more socially, transparently, in whatever way we want, even more privately, but more organized, a lot of beautiful things can happen. So that's basically what I'm trying to build through this channel, through these videos, through when I'm learning online from others, through when I'm thinking as I'm driving, as I'm in the shower, as I'm writing on whiteboards or working. My overarching goal is to do my best and help others do their best, because I think it will change the world to the degree farther than the French Revolution, or anything that is worthy of thousands of variations of textbooks. I think that I can play a part of that, and I think that a lot of people can. I don't think I'm like at the helm of any specific movement necessarily. I think I'll be a leader in certain regards, but first and foremost, a leader to myself. So leading myself through this year, taking the cheesy cliche New Year's resolutions and actually doing them, because it's like all these cliches. It's like, it's so cliche to have these goals and intend for your year and make all these things. And it's like, well, yeah, but imagine if you could do all of those things. That's actually really cool. And if you want to be fluid and flow, or you want to have goals, or you want to do both, great. But there's a lot of positivity in the cliches sometimes. So like for me, I'm like, I do want to accomplish my resolutions, and I am going to take the opportunity to start a new year. Like there are things I want to let go and kind of batch up. Just like cleaning out a fridge when you get new groceries. It's a major hack. I want to document is like what I'm experiencing experiencing in my life and the things I'm trying to work through. It's like, yeah, like, to be honest, these are the things I'm dealing with, you know? And one of those things is like, financially, I need to figure out how to start making active revenue, because I was making revenue. I was doing about 25K a month. I'd give, about 10K a month of that to my team. And then I'd spend most of that traveling Europe with my family. And I thought that money was going to keep going and growing, and then it just paused. And I was like, I'll just build my app, because my app's cooler than any other app I've ever thought of. And I think I can build it better than any app I've ever tried to build. And I've tried to build apps before where I was able to raise millions of dollars. And so I think I should be able to at least raise enough to survive. And I kind of followed that theory and figured out that no one really wants to invest in your thing until it truly works, until it truly brings in revenue. And then it's like all the way done. And I was like, well, that's not fair, because if it truly works and it brings in revenue, then I won't need them. And it's like, well, yeah, so you kind of go towards that former, and then if the latter comes in and it aligns, great. If not, great. That was the lesson all along. But my episode for today is just the thought I thought of today, which is you like blended between life being all about winning and organizing and clearing and progressing. And so like you're just like going from the one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And the days just kind of go by quick. Or you can be really present and take moments throughout the day and work to do that more and more, and eventually be like really, really, really present. And then I was like, well, if I'm really, really, really present, then I'm going to lose out on all the like things I want to get done in life. And it's like, well, actually, if you're really, really, really present, you'll be so present that you can write a to-do list of things you're going to do in the year and in the day and everything in between. And then in the moment, you just do the moment, and every now and then you just check the list, but you don't really like worry. Like, you're so organized that you can be present. And that's what I found with me, is like, I'll just get so like mentally and physically weighted down because of all the things I want to do and all the things that interconnect and rely on each other to accomplish. And it gets me so wound up where I'm just like, okay, I need to remember to do this, and I need to go write this down, and I need to remember this in my head because I need to do this, and then I need to get this done, and then I need to do this. And then as soon as you get something, you're like, well, yeah, but this is great, but I need to get this so I can do this. And like, yeah, this is, and so it's just this never ending cycle, and so I'm so glad that I was able to hit this financial rock bottom in a way, because it allowed me to build a tool that actually works and actually does make money, because I had to make money and I had no one else to figure it out. So I had to learn how to become more technical at a higher degree. I needed to be a one-man business hosting tech partner. And I had to take things just to like a certain higher level. And then I was able to recruit my business partner and dev on my previous project, who I paid, and he was kind of more of a contractor. I was able to recruit him as a co-founder to my project that I spent a week and a half building, after we were spending like 8 months working on something that he was a co-founder of. We saw more value in this thing I built in a week and a half, but we also saw the value of him being able to fix the architecture and make it scale ready and make it safe and secure, and just bring like, 10x value to it. So we're super excited about it and excited to share it, and nervous and embarrassed and proud, and hopefully it starts to onboard more and more people. Whether you're a creator, a builder, an artist, or a brand, the goal is that the cloud is an operating system for you to bring things together in life. And it's not necessarily to replace any app. It's just a new place to kind of start to organize things and bring them together. And there's some utility that happens to replace other utilities. So there is a competitive edge in it, but there's also like a really delightful edge. So for example, I'm building a maps tool inside of the cloud, and it's not to replace the features I use of maps from Google or Apple, but it's to add to it. And so it allows you to create basically a map with all of these pins relating to something personal in your life, or professional, or social, or private, or whatever like lens you want to give it. And then you can basically say like, here are all the places I've lived, or here are all the places I want to go,
or here are all the things we're going to do, or here are all the like locations and dates of all of my tour. And so that's what sparked the idea. The same way I'm building the Teams prototype with the two like use case clientele I have, clients or leads or friends or family. Basically someone that wants to step into the lab and just like jam on ideas at a certain capacity. We also have another app that was inspired called Maps, but it was inspired by an artist called June, but her name is actually like more of a symbol. So it's just like 3 parentheses and then like O in the middle. And she's made some music that I think a lot of people have heard. So she's pretty talented and creative, and she wanted to make an app that had like a map and interactions in each of her like tour locations. And so a way to interact with her fans and her community, and a way to create community in each of those locations. And the idea was also inspired by her friend that's also like co-hosting the tour. So, and my dear friend. But yeah, that's how everything has been interconnecting. And then the topic of today is life is just a juggling of everything. And you, by way of being present in each moment. And so the answer to juggling everything is being present in your moment, in every moment. And it's really hard to stay present in the moment. Like right now, you kind of just get lost and like, got to get this video done, and then I got to do this, and am I saying the right things? It's like, where am I at? Try to find yourself and just speak, you know? So using your senses helps you get there. Awareness of your breath, awareness of your body and the senses of the body, and awareness of your thoughts, and awareness of all of that is you. So this is me trying to learn and kind of sit in the destination horizon. Like your horizon is your destiny, if you look at it from this view. And if you're always heading towards it, then you're technically on the path already. And so like if you look at yourself in your fullest potential, you're on the same thread of that fullest potential. And so just walk the path towards it. It's kind of the message. And so here's me on the path. Tekka, thanks for joining us. You can go to tekka.ai or thecloud.so, and you can do /Daniel if you want to learn more about me. But I'd encourage you to go check it out. It's just in beta, and you just let us know what features or fixes you want, and we'll fix them. And yeah, thanks for watching. So here is the cloud, and you can see it basically looks like Mac OS or like Windows, right? It's an operating system just like them. So you kind of have like your menu bars and your settings and your preferences and your, and so they have different ways of accessing it all. And so we're just building a lot of utility inside of like applications, tool doc, and then through application windows, you can basically open up different utilities, whether it's, tracking your contacts or taking notes or calling people, all those things you would do on your phone, all those things you do on your computer. Even if it's an external app, like building our new variation of that, or more importantly and more adequately said would be like building tools as application windows, and whether they happen to coincide or replace another app, that's just a natural byproduct of the process. And so let me get the screen visible. And I have like a screen protector on it, so the color's kind of different. Also, there's like an orange light in this room. So, so this is the cloud. And this is my account. And you can open up these different application windows. and manage systems preferences. And so if I want this application to be like a darker earth color, or maybe like a groovy purple like tint, or maybe more like a Facebooky blue, and not blue, but like just really black and white. The primary color is called earthy, and you saw it just kind of makes it a little earthier. But as far as like dark mode goes, gotta stay loyal. We'll come out with more of like a charcoal one too. But you can see here I'm creating pages and then titling them with what they are, and then I work on them inside of the pages, just like any page docs tool. Every day I have a day I can join called My Day. It's just a little playlist at the top here where you have a page that syncs to your day, and then you can kind of add images or emojis or icons. I think this might not work too when I click it. So for example, I just added an icon and it's not showing up like it should. And the issue is something that we're fixing in the pipeline. And so every day, every week, every month, we have a series of things we need to accomplish to make the platform better. And sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And sometimes you're missing emojis and whatnot. But all in all, this is a really powerful platform. So I could show you some examples.
All right, so I'm going to show you the Maps tool. Basically, you access it here, just like an app. You can create, retail locations or places we're going to go when we travel, or the places in the world I want to go or have been, or places for memories and different things like that. And then you can attach these data nodes um, and different properties to every location on the map. And so I'll just go into the tour for June, and you can see that I created 2 different properties, shows and places. So this could be like restaurants she loves or composting places. We could also have like New York City as a property, and then that has everything in New York City. But anyways, shows is the most important thing. So we can jump from Sony Hall in the middle of nowhere to Sony Hall in Manhattan to Hollywood Bowl. Um, and then we can share this link so she could share it on social or make it in her bio or add it to her website, and embed it. And then you can also invite collaborators and different things like that. But let's go to the link. So this is, oh, I didn't grab it. My bad. Okay, so like this is a link that's specific to just this lens. So you could go into full screen, or you could just stick here and see all the properties. So then you could do the same thing, jump between all the different places. You can add icons that are customized, or they can be more like this. We'll make this slightly less transparent. Um, and you can jump between things in different ways. Like if I double click it, it zooms me in. You can add like cards to each place. So if I go here, it says, it's a memory of me living in the Eugene quite a year. If I go here, it's the address to the venue. It could have a link to the checkout and different things like that. Um, and then it links back to the user here. So this would say like at, and then it would have her username. Um, but yeah, this is the Maps app that will accomplish your tour use case. And yeah, we can start messing with that if you have any feedback.
All right, so we could create basically any type of block here, just like you would on Notion or any rich text editor tool. So I can have a title here. So maybe it's, since I'm on my day, I could say, today is going to be a really good day. And then I could do task, and I can make a task. So film, edit, share, YouTube video, vlog 1. Work on maps application reach a live ready MVP state. Work on teams. And then see, like right here, I can't click over here. So that's a bug. So in the cloud, you'll see here, like, it's right here. Can't click on bold thing at the end of a task block. See, so that's there, and I also have it inside of my Notion tasks in here. So task block. You'll see right here, can't click on bold thing at the end of a task block. So I put it here. This is primarily where I manage tasks inside Notion, but I take them while I'm inside of the cloud. I'm writing my book on Google Docs because I'm learning about Google Docs, and it's just, you know, a really great place to write. But once my app is to a solid point, I'd like to build it on maybe it's here. No. I'm like trying to find let's just try this. That's how you log into the cloud. So you can log in from anywhere. Alright, so this bug is going to be fixed, but if you find things like that, I'll add a place right here where you can report a bug. So you'll just click right here. This is annoying from Arc, but I'll click right here and like report a bug, and I'll just make like a simple way you can submit like a screenshot or a video or like something to help us find bugs. But right now we're finding plenty of bugs on our own, and we don't have any real like major usership, so it'll come later. But if I don't want to forget that idea, I can go into the project and I can go to features, and I can go to user and community. I'll just say user feedback or community feedback. I don't know. User feedback. And bug reports. We'll have a bug. So now inside here, I can add like a sub feature that would kind of explain preferences should have report a bug option that opens form that gets quick data to find and service bugs, be notified when it's fixed, and the other options additionally available in the form, but quick is default. And then so like preferences, report a bug, and then the description. See, so now I can like track the idea and it doesn't get lost and I don't have to carry it in my head. So here's the maps tool that I've been working on. I'll show you it in here actually. So those edges, there needs to be padding. Perfect. So now I can film myself on the screen working, and also right here, as long as I can match up the audio. So I need to figure out a way to do that. Actually, I think it's already recording the audio on my computer, so I can just line them up that way. So anyways, I can share these little like hacks and things I'm learning as I use these tools, because they might seem obvious to others, but to me, I just learned them, or they are useful to me. They're crucial for my flow, so I'll just try to be transparent in like how I'm building and do my best to make it useful. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the maps tool for it to be in a state where I could technically go live with it, or at least get it to beta, and hope that my partner can merge it. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pressure him. But I just try to find bugs and fix it as best I can. Like basically get it to the point where it would, I would feel confident with the tool, or I wouldn't be embarrassed, or so there's fun things you can do as well. Like for example, if I want these dots to be the icons, I don't know how complicated that will be, but it's something I'm curious to try. This map icon we need to update, but I don't know if it will be useful, but I'll just do it where I see it in the file. So I go find the image of a similar app, I grab it, it's here, so clearly it exists as a PNG right there. So then I just go here. one's better. So we're making a map application icon. Eventually we'll make like way better ones. But for now it doesn't really matter that much. And they look pretty cool. So I just go like this, maps. I like it. Export. I export it locally where I want it to go. And then I also export it into the application. And I'll verify with my CTO where it should go if I didn't do it correctly. But anyways, export maps. The battery's like not staying on. Okay. Cool. So now that's updated. And it should look good. Like those look pretty good. We'll see. It should update like right here. Right before our eyes. I'll look over here while it does it. There we go. Sometimes you'll get issues, so you can fix those. There we go. See, now there's a smiley face. So let's try one over here. Oh, it's so cool. So let's say this one, Sony Hall. Boom. Are you kidding me? So like the place where we first kissed, and it could be like all of your files would be there. Basically like pinning nodes and data, information, media, content, and memories all over the map. So that's how it's like our maps tool isn't necessarily competing. It's just like it's a maps tool that it has features I wish existed elsewhere, like could only exist here. And so even if I don't make any money on this tool, I'm trying to build it in a way that I would be glad the investment I put in it was invested, because I use it and it gives me that value. So building it where I can manage it myself makes that easier, because I don't have to pay as many people and hope that they can translate my idea. So now I'm just kind of buttoning it up, making sure it does things that I wish it would do, or kind of like thought it would do. And there's a lot of cleaning up to do. Like the way it will look in a year is hopefully very different, but at the same time, there's something quite nice about it. See, that's so cool. I like to be nice to my AI. So now I'm just kind of double checking things. You can also open a new chat for this, so it moves faster. Perfect. It should be like slightly above the icon. So I'm finding all the different flaws, like the cards are blocking the icons, and the cards needed to take you where they clicked, like they do on public profiles. For some reason in the back end it wasn't doing it, so we fixed those things. And I'm also going through and seeing if there's anything else I need to fix or finish before I kind of like clean it up and try to hand it off and see if it is handoffable. Another thing I need to do is like I'm asking AI to look at it from one angle, but I'm also thinking about it from different ways. And then I'm also doing kind of like pondering the use cases that I have, like the current leads or partners or clients or friends that have use cases that can give me real insight. I'm like, okay, so if I was this artist going on tour, I would have know if this is just a bug that I need to refresh or just a second. This looks great. It's perfect. Okay, so I don't think these need to go all the way over. We'll worry about that later. But if I click these, I want to be able to edit them. And right here, we'll add ability to create feeds, and that's basically like playlists or groups that add to private, public. Those are shared folders. And so this will be a feature that we won't worry about yet. And I go here, and I find like the feature that I'm trying to build, or like the area that it is. So if I'm like in maps, then I go back here, and I click maps. So I'll just say like shared folders. Cool. So I want to be able to edit these and also like manage this entire lens. Delete to start. So I'm getting it to work on some core features that I think will be useful. The bugs are real. crazy. And then here it was, I have dragging blocks. See that? It just condensed all of that. So annoying. Look at that. So scary.